Newton. Sir Isaac Newton, a physicist, an astronomer, mathematician, theologian, alchemist and philosopher, and excelling beyond our imagination. He was the greatest in every one of those fields. Early life of Isaac Newton. Newton was born on the 4th of January 1642 in England and he died on the 31st of March 1727. He was a premature baby, and small enough to fit inside a quart-sized cup, and whose chances of survival were dim. Newton used to cover the walls of his room with his colorful drawings and would fly kites, with lamps attached to their bases. He had even crafted a water clock as a kid. He made a mouse tread on a treadmill so that it could produce power to move a small windmill. Newton always liked to fidget and discover new things. He had once struck a needle in his eyeball and moved it around till he saw white and colored circles. He did recover from the injurious incident. He never let his stuttering speech inhibit him from expressing his thoughts and discoveries. Newton was miserable in studies. But after physically beating up a bully at school, he decided to outwit him in studies also. Newton had tried farming but had failed miserably at it. Achievements of Isaac Newton. 1. Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica was the famous book written by Newton, and which contained his notion of gravity and the three laws of motion. Newton had observed an apple falling from the tree, and had induced that there must be an outside force acting which pulls an object to the ground. His law of inertia states that an object will remain in rest unless moved by another force. His second law of acceleration states that a heavier object will require more force to move. And his third law states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. 2. Newton's 6-inch constructed telescope allowed him to see Jupiter's moons. 3. Newton had used a prism to show that sunlight contained all of the colors of the rainbow. He also showed how white light contained all the colors found in nature. He also displayed how light would reflect, retract and absorb against objects and thus create various colors. 4. Newton analyzed that the time it would take for a body to cool depended on the temperature difference between the surroundings and the object. 5. Newton had invented the pet door, where pets could enter and exit the house without disturbing anyone. 6. Newton's studies on light and planetary motion paved way for the first visit to the moon. 7. Newton had formulated the field of calculus, in mathematics, which calculates the rate of how things change, like the speeding of a car. 8. Newton was a very religious person, and would spend hours in studying and writing about the Bible. He had formulated the famous mathematical formula to calculate the value of pi. 9. Newton had been appointed as the warden of the mint, where he had successfully nabbed 28 fraudsters trying to counterfeit money. Later life and death. 1. He was knighted by the Queen and thus earned the title of Sir. 2. Newton had predicted that the world would end in 2060. 3. He was shy in the 1 year of Parliament duty, and only spoke once, and that to ask someone to close the window. 4. His dog Diamond, by mistake, had ruined 20 years of his research by igniting the laboratory. 5. Newton's interest in alchemy and experimenting with mercury ultimately led to his death being a result of mercury poisoning. Thanks for watching. To support our channel, don't forget subscribe, like and share.